Hi everyone, I'm Alex and welcome back to the series Computers of Chernobyl, a series where we study using of computers and the data processing in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. We actually received a lot of comments about our previous episode where we did a test run of this very computer, which is a Soviet ES1841, a 8086 clone-based machine that was widely used in the zone in places like Chernobyl nuclear power plant for individual dosimetry control systems or the Jupiter plant by Spetsatom. And you asked it to try that or another game or do benchmarking or try some tricks and experiments, and actually that's what we are going to do today. So, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget, on our Patreon you can find a lot of bonus materials and also full versions of our episodes. So, don't forget to check it. One of interesting comments was about will the Soviet machine actually handle the year 2K problems. So, what I will do, I will just on a date prompt write 31st of December of 1999 and a time which is very close to midnight. Then we'll just wait a little bit and try the date command to check will it work or not. Wow, surprisingly it did. And okay, if I'll try to set up the date 2100. No, this doesn't work. Okay, but nevertheless, good result. Probably the most popular request was to play Tetris. You see, Tetris, what about Tetris? So, here we go. That's it. Okay, here we go. So to my mind, Tetris runs here perfectly, which is pretty logical, but it's a little bit problem to play it only because of the design of the keyboard, because keyboard has little bit bigger keys, which work very well if you press in the very geometrical center of the key, and if you press just a little bit aside, they do not get actually pressed. And therefore, when you watch what is happening on the screen, it's not very convenient. But I will try to get some result. All right. Okay. This keyboard is really a challenge. It starts to go in the wrong way. Okay, maybe a saved situation. No. No. We are heading to the end. Well, we already tried to play Tetris on ES1849, which is Soviet 286 based computer, and I got opinion that, well, I'm rubbish in Tetris. Well, I have to say it's absolutely true, because the only one game I really like is Dying Light. You know why? Because it very much reminds me town of Chernobyl after 7 p.m. on the end of the business day. If you have been, you understand what I mean. There were also some comments about my quite bad accent. And you know what is interesting? None of them came from English speakers, but all of them were written only by Russian speaking people, which is quite descriptive if you understand what I mean. But nevertheless, thank you very much for pointing to this problem. I really decided to correct it. Geotargeting has been changed. Let's try something more. Well, this game surely doesn't need any introduction. I tell you there will be some mouse. But for those who do not know, this game was originally developed by Atari. It's from 1983. It was ported to IBM PC. And you play here for a cat that tries to get inside a home to reach his love. And that's it. Well, here we need to catch mice. You know, I got questions whether this computer can run Crysis. You do not need to run Crysis here, this machine itself is Crysis. Because with this keyboard, to play this game is really hard. I'm not trying to succeed like completely, but at least some levels let's try to pass. But it continues throws me out because it's very hard to do here. By the way, maybe you really need to try to find a way how to connect the original PC XT keyboard, because in fact it should be totally compatible. Question is only pinout, but I can figure it out, I think. Okay. Okay. You know, it's really not easy to find any original software for this kind of hardware, but I have such a practice that I buy all possible and impossible floppy disks wherever I find them, especially if I see that it is something on them or market here. So, like 90% of them are generally just pure trash, but sometimes it's possible to make a really good discoveries, and this was the case, because I, for example, find a floppy disks with the original BIOS for this computer, basically binary files, and also we have operation system M86, which is a clone of CPM, and some software which we'll try to run now. So let's do it. What I'm going to show you now is a bootable disk that originally was shipped together with this computer straight out of the factory. It's called Introduction, and it's honestly a really cute thing. It's based on M86, the Soviet clone of CPM, but it's not usable here, it's just for one single application. It consists of various animations, has a lot of melodies, and actually it's pretty comprehensive. So here we have such a animation on the very beginning. I will speed it up a little bit and also show here only fragments. If you like to see a full version, go to our Patreon. I will upload in the next 2 days the full version where this all will be, because altogether it's nearly 20 minutes. But it's actually quite interesting. So the tour around this computer is being made by this guy, who says, "Hello friends, and welcome you to learn more about the personal PC ES1841. Just look." And here you can learn about keyboard, pretty detailed. He also says you that if he makes you any prompt for what to do next, if he will understand you, he will give this melody. And if not, then this melody. Here are a few cool animations of printer, how to use it, how to put paper, also about the display, about memory, about floppy disks, also about the safety precautions, so everything you need to know. And what is interesting that all of this is all about the M86, because the alpha DOS you could see in episode 3 of our series, it actually was kind of not the main operation system. Main one was this M86, and actually M86 we will see just in a minute. I will show you in action it in also some additional applications that we could recover. Well, this is really cute. Okay, you can use the mouse very easy. Yeah, those who watched our previous episodes surely remember this rat. I cannot call it even mouse, it's a rat. So on that package of floppy disks I also found just a few tiny programs. They're really like 300 something bytes that do nothing except just playing music. So here it is. I very much like it is stewed, not stolen. There was also one request to actually try to run here some benchmark to check the performance. You know, it was really not easy to find any benchmark that would really work on this dinosaur, but we succeeded. So here is the result. So I will use landmark system speed test and just in a few seconds it will give us some measurements. By the way, ES1841 also had built-in like a test system, but it was distributed on a diskette, also a bootable disk. You can find already a full screen recording of using that instruments on our Patreon, so it's already available. Just go and find it there. And it's a little bit different because in ES1849, which was later made, it was already built inside the BIOS. Here it was still a floppy disk. So as you see, performance is like 2 MHz AT. Actually, very slow machine, but I like it. Okay, let's do something else. So we will reboot to M86 and actually try this Soviet CPM. I will speed up things a little bit, and here we go. It says as software of ES computer M86 version 03 modification 02. We have configuration to these drives and so on. And here we have the list of commands we can use, but we can access it by pressing inf. Let's, for example, see a manual for the analog of a deer. It's actually pretty long. Everything is in Russian language. Here is the thing, contrary to Alpha DOS, in M86 everything is only Cyrillic. You cannot use original Latin commands. Okay, let's return to this menu and how to exit. You just press enter and you exit. I will try to initialize the mouse. Okay, I just get the same message as in Alpha DOS. Okay, and let's look what is on the disk actually. Well, so far it looks pretty the same like in case of Alpha DOS, like the same tools, that or another way. Also, there is a very last file is to access the DOS partitions. The same is in Alpha DOS for M86. Okay, let's try some more software, text M86. Here it goes. Version 1.02. we are waiting. It's very, very slow, unfortunately. We have reading problem. Okay, I will try to quickly... Oh my god. I think I need a reboot. Alright, so I wrote another disk from the ISO. And let's try again. Okay, here it works. Well, it's actually a really primitive text editor, like really primitive, but let's try to type something and save it. There is this menu on the bottom, you cannot access it in any way other than just pressing escape and then the first letter of the some menu item. So wow, that's really old school. Like, pretty understandable why people, when they were working, for example, under DOS, they were going for a lexicon or something like that. Lexicon we also have in the full version on the Patreon in the previous episode, so you can see it. Okay, I decided to type something like that. You see, I even made a typo because again I didn't place my finger correctly on one of the keys, and it's very easy to miss that. Okay, so menu. Here are some options like sound and so on. I can save it finally. Okay, so I press S. Let it be some name of a file. Okay. Text there. By the way, I have no idea what is standard extension for this app. Okay, and now we can exit it. Okay, and now I will try another app, which is from the same set of applications, Basic M86. Frankly speaking, never in my life I tried to program something on Basic. Do not know practically anything about this, because I always use totally different languages. But let's take a look. Okay, so it's very compact, just 2 files, actually 1 file, and there is some example. Okay. It's loading really long. You know, I'm not sure, but this looks oddly familiar, you know? It's surely a clone. Tell me please in the comments, what do you think? Because for me it looks really something very familiar. Okay, I will write a very simple program just to try to run it and see what's going on with it. Okay, and let's just make an output of these 2 variables together. A plus B. Okay, and we press F2. Well, we have a result. Yeah, that's serious. The next application was not general purpose, but it was in this set of programs. So this is so-called TELETEXT, which was supposed to be a terminal app that allowed to use this computer as a terminal for a large ES mainframe. And it required a modem to be connected through the built-in controller of RS-232 interface, and in this way you later can use it as a terminal. So let's try. Okay, if I try to launch it, it gives me a message that resident teletext have not been created, so I have to type the a command связь, which means connection, to establish some, say, transit what, no idea. Okay, and if we do it, then we get this. Okay, then it asks me enter the number of a disk that contains the file connection point PRN. Okay, and after that it starts to basically ping the modem, but I do not have it connected. It says modem is not ready. The socket 107 is off. What is interesting that by some accident I have exactly that modem this thing is asking about, and it itself was a very deep hardware review because it's pretty interesting device, and I think that in a future episode I will try to connect this and this by making a cable. Only one thing, I do not have any pinout, so I will need to look about this, and also it needs some restoration. So don't forget to subscribe, will be pretty interesting. So let's play some more Eternal Classic, and of course this is Pacman. So Pacman is probably the world's most famous game, no need for any introduction, and wow, I didn't play this for ages. Good occasion to try it again. Well, this is cool. Again this problem with keyboard. Okay. Now this is really cool. Super. Okay, I think enough for now. Sure. So that's it for today, I hope you like it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel and check our Patreon page. You can find there a lot of additional details as well as the bonus content and the full versions of our episode. Stay tuned and see you next time.